And it turns out that every single time I shave, brush my teeth, anything cosmetic, right? I look into the mirror and I go, I like what I see. Would that change it? By myself, not for the bit. I don't think you can hear me. Would that change how you feel about me as a friend?
Probably not, because I'd be like, you know what? You're just doing your affirmations. Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan. Hello.
I just noticed that I have a little purple stuff on my shirt.
Lean.
I don't know what that is. It's lean, actually.
Crazy Friday night last night.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah, I rubbed my shirt. That's how you drink lean, right? You rub your shirt on
it's like a soap.
We've got a jam-packed special episode of the podcast for you today, in that it is a regular episode of the podcast.
It is packed with sort of about the normal amount of stuff.
The normal amount of stuff.
Jam, if you will.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, we should open that every single episode, so that if it's a new listener, they're like, "Oh, a jam-packed
They're like,
episode.
Wow, how lucky am I?
Lucky me.
Such a jam-packed episode."
It's the exact same first 45 seconds, so they think they've accidentally played the same episode every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. With funniness.
Well, let's get started with a vibe check, Jordan. How's your vibe?
We're performing a medical vibe check.
Medical vibe check. Beep, beep.
Sheesh. That's what a sheesh is. Sheesh. Sheesh. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
We've lost him.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's when a fuckboy dies.
Yeah. His fit was busted.
Sheesh.
This is how
he's flat sheeshing.
He's flat sheeshing. They're like getting a Supreme cap and putting it on him.
Yeah. Wait, what do you say when you put the
defibrillators
on? Clear.
Clear.
They try to iron on a Supreme logo to his chest. Clear.
Cut those jean shorts off him.
Yeah.
Clear.
Oh, God, please.
And they're trying to wrap him in that drip jacket.
I need a Gucci belt. Stat.
Yeah. Oh, dude, in the coffin in that pose.
Yeah. He's going grayscale. He's becoming a rest in peace image.
Oh, dude. Rip Bozo, man. Well, speaking of, dude,
the queen of bozos. Sorry.
Wait,
that's kind of fucked up for me to say.
That was fucked up, Jarvis.
What? I can't hear. I can't hear drums audio at all, but I assume he's smoking on that Queen pack. Is that what's happening?
You know me? I'm playing R.I.P. Bozo.
Oh, I actually couldn't hear you. I think Zoom may have cut it out.
Oh, it was like, you can't say that.
So yeah, I mean, like, I guess we have to address this because it's all over the news.
It's been probably a week and a half, 2 weeks since.
I guess because of release schedule. So as of recording this on September 10th, 2022, yesterday the Queen died.
Whoa! Wait, what?
Queen Elizabeth II.
What did you do, you little bastard? You and Jay.
Sheesh. Sorry.
Sheesh.
My fit went too hard.
Oh my! The drip is real.
I mean, the Queen lived to 96, which is kind of incredible.
The old bat had a time. All right.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
This is your domain. I do think everyone has kind of been dunking on the Queen, and then there's a sect of people that are kind of like, why is everybody being so disrespectful to the monarch?
In the world? Yeah, treating her like the people that are confused as to why people are celebrating pseudo-ironically or otherwise, or at least like taking the opportunity to talk about how the royal family are the world's most dominant and England's most destructive landlords. They are only a negative force.
Or even the world's most destructive landlords.
It's still the misnomer that the amount of land they hold and is not occupied, monetized, used for agriculture, anything like that. The monarchy is a very destructive force. The misnomer that they're good for tourism is literal complete bullshit propaganda. Not true. Anyway, there's plenty of good reasons for it. What I think a lot of people that are confused by people that are saying, hey, yeah, rip bozo, awesome that the physical embodiment of austerity is like, they're taking a hit today. That's great. The reason people are confused by it is they just think she is the wax model. They're just
Right.
like, it's just that, right? It's like a thing you have. It's like tourist attraction. It's fucking Mount Rushmore. It'd be like if one of the Mount Rushmore heads fell off. And we were just like, hell yeah. That's what people think the queen is, as opposed to like an actual human being that
Right.
promotes and tolerates racist abuse and pedophilia.
Yeah, and also just like has upheld sort of a hyper exploitative system that is like responsible for millions of deaths,
Yes.
and trillions of dollars of theft from other countries.
And they've pulled the ultimate cat burglar escape, where it's just through like they've gone with the obfuscation move, the smoke bomb of just like, well, we're just not going to say it. And then you'll have to stop talking about it. I'm just going to keep wearing the crown. And you'll be like, what about, but that, you took all those. And you're like, no. I didn't do that. So
No, actually, that didn't happen.
No, so you're wrong for that.
Yeah, it's kind of so normalized, the sort of concept of colonialism and imperialism. Like, you just have to take it almost for granted. I remember when I was in Hong Kong a couple of years ago, and I was on the train, and the train announcement is British English, and it's like, oh yeah, Hong Kong was owned by Britain until 1999. You know what I mean? And then and yeah, there's just lots of, I don't know, just so much exploitation
and tolerance. It forces it's a trolley problem, right? Where you can say, well, that's what people that say she has no power. She absolutely does have power. She has the ability to veto legal legislature and shit.
Which means
just because I don't
like
drive
kind of letting
my
things
rocket ship into your house doesn't mean I couldn't, right? Like I have a gun. It's like it's safe. She doesn't have a gun. She's holding it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because people are like, oh, it's just a figurehead with no power, but it's like she can do stuff and kind of just like let a lot of bad things happen for 70 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. It's a trolley problem. You're just as culpable if you have great power, great responsibility, right? And there has been no meaningful. Oh my god, the number of articles I've seen. There's one that literally it's from like an LGBT alliance magazine, and it is not the LGBT alliance, which is a hate group. It was from the one that's
I saw this.
The Queen has been a long time quiet supporter.
Quiet supporter, yeah.
Very fucking quiet.
Simultaneously was reportedly told Princess Diana not to sort of speak on HIV.
Oh yeah.
Like rights and stuff, like or sort of speaking on like speaking in advocacy of care for people with HIV and kind of destigmatizing HIV at a time when it was a terminal illness. And I think she like reportedly said like she should focus on less, I don't even know, like less controversial subjects or something like that.
Which,
and it's
yeah, I mean,
that's kind of the vibe.
There's no better example of how they just doing nothing for long enough. If you're not in danger, if you can't lose your personhood by doing nothing, because that's the threat of most, like, let's say, for example, that you are if you're in legal hot water, right? You've been caught, I don't know, evading taxes or something. Or I guess something more simple, you were drink driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you crashed into a business.
Mm-hmm.
In court, you are at risk. We are all at risk at all times of losing personhood, whether it's going to jail, being bankrupted, being put in like such a position of debt that we're effectively bankrupted. Like
Yeah.
you're always at risk of having your status as what you consider to be a normal person revoked from you by the state. When you're at that level of power, you don't. You just don't. You cannot be at that kind of risk. So when, for example, Andrew, I don't sweat, Andrew is just 100% confirmed to be a pedophile.
Yeah.
There, you have no obligation to do anything about it, because all you have to do is stand back and just be like, I don't want to do that. Because they're not going to send you to jail. You're not going to lose your job. You're not going to be any kind of financial pushback. And part of that is this very, very effective propaganda campaign over generations and generations, which somehow even the conservative American right is on board with the monarchy somehow now. Fucking libertarians like the Queen somehow. That's your whole shit. There's no bigger government than the Queen.
Yeah. Also, it's like disliking the monarchy is like one of the oldest American concepts.
It's the thing that you are.
Some might say it's the only defining American characteristic.
It's you guys like it so much that it created the president.
Yeah.
You were so into it that it made what president is.
It's just like a sign of the times and how like wild, like, it's like not about, it's like team sports rather than like being about like any sort of integrity.
Yeah,
right?
sure. I mean, well, that's the to throw some shit at the other side as well. Those like the aesthetics and the optics of your reaction to stuff like this is all libs care about. Like the lib. People that are confused, by the way, lib is not a leftist. People get confused about that. I've said this stuff before. People are like, so you love libs of TikTok? It's like, no, conservatives think that leftists are liberal. It's not, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Libs love Joe Biden. Lib thinks Joe Biden's awesome, that Hillary did nothing, and that and
I think
is the way to go.
I think that a liberal is a lot more sort of puts a lot of trust in the existing systems.
A liberal wants to be convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, it upsets them, but they also don't want to annoy their followers by saying something overly controversial.
It's too safe to be productive.
They don't want to pay more taxes. They want their taxes to go to other things.
Yeah,
they want to pay the exact same amount. But yeah, there's like anyway, the whole lib thing is indulging in aesthetics, right? So it's like seeing this happen and then seeing the Queen die and then responding. Have you ever thought the ultimate? She, an incredible woman, a remarkable woman with quite the history, and then everybody
did the whole thing she was supposed to for the whole time.
she was there, wasn't she? And that's good.
If there's anything you can't say about her, it's that she didn't show up to be the Queen for the whole time she was alive.
For like a while, like a long time, and then wasn't doing it anymore.
You got to give it to her. She was rich and powerful for a long time.
She was born into that really well. When she came out of that other woman, she was just that.
And now there's gonna be a king. Okay. So we're rebuilding a glass ceiling that Queen freaking broke through.
I see. Girl bosses can only go so far, can they?
Okay, interesting.
No, it's going to be a man that's allowing racist legislature to block people of color.
Kind of problematic that old age is so sexist.
Yeah, not a good look, Chief. But then the moment that it gets like floated to the surface that actually no, everything we're making fun of is actually bad. But then all of a sudden there's the lib aesthetic flip to she was a colonizer, and it's like, okay, well, do you have any principles? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When did you learn about the Queen? How recent was this? And the truth is, the massive history of colonization, massive history of upholding austerity, which is basically the most damaging thing you can do in the UK. Being incredibly complacent, allowing conservatives in the 70s onwards, especially through till New Labour came along, which is just a reskinned version of it's Biden. It's moderates, right? It's dangerously moderates, all the way through to
Party?
Just like the Labour Party rebranded as New Labour in the early 2000s or the late 90s. And that's Tony Blair who.
Okay.
It's cosplay. they were in Labour cosplay, and then pivot that through to sequential, like one Labour dub, but Gordon Brown is boring, and then just consecutive Conservative W's. Just not allowing that to happen, and with no endorsement of what the country should or could be, and just being like, oh well, if they win, I guess just kind of do whatever they want. Like, hey, what about that? Apartment building that burned down. You gonna say anything? It's like, yeah, that was bad. Yeah, but why was it bad? What happened, Liz? You're being loud.
Oh yeah, don't be loud.
You're being loud. Did you know I own all these birds?
It's about the tone. Sorry. It's the the tone police are here.
You're breaking the rules. You're being rude. I do.
It's like you can't be right and loud. You've gotta
exactly model behavior.
Yeah, you raise a good point, but you actually peaked over -3 decibels while you were doing it. So.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of calling out somebody's typo in an argument on Twitter. Like,
yeah, no, it is. It is. Yeah,
I think
that's what the grammar style guide of Strunk and White would call a comma splice.
Cringe, buddy. Not a good look. Anyway, no, slavery should be back. Like, oh, no, okay.
Yeah. Slavery's back on a technicality. You used a semicolon instead of a colon.
Yeah, going through the doing like looking for that little green grammar underline in the Constitution, like scanning through it.
Oh yeah, it got him.
So much for an amendment. Amend this.
They're not gonna like this.
Hear me?
They didn't capitalize a proper noun.
One shout out I will give to that is it's very funny to me how, because I was back in the UK during COVID, right? Slightly past COVID, which is over, as we know.
Wait. Sorry, let me check my clock. Oh yeah, slightly past COVID.
Yeah, slightly past COVID. It's completely
COVID,
over,
actually,
and nobody gets it anymore. Let's just stop talking about it. Stop shouting. You're being rude. It's so amazing to me that while I was here, the British don't really like do anything cohesively, really. Like, kind of you silently acknowledge stuff, but there's so little banding together. And it is so funny to me. The most cohesive opinion I've ever had anyone in England have was Boris Johnson has to go. Not because of all the incredibly abhorrent shit he's done, but because he broke the rules of social decorum. You said you weren't going to go to a party, and yet you went to the party. That's against the rules. Imagine if that was like any American head of state.
Yeah.
That was just like getting in trouble for, you drove over the speed limit and now you go to hell.
I mean, I don't don't know how many people who are listening to this remember this, but like Obama, who's a lib? Obama wore a tan suit one time in like 2009 or something. And you would have thought it was the worst fucking thing. You would have thought he like declared war on puppies, you know?
Yeah. He like drone struck an orphanage.
Yeah. And then Dark Brandon actually, like he wore a tan suit at some point and people were like, is that a reference? Is that a callback? Because nobody got mad at Dark Brandon's tan suit.
Is this like Marvel?
It's exactly
an Easter egg?
And I don't know why we've been having the politics corner lately. I don't know, it's just so it goes. But
it's almost like the world is ablaze.
It's almost like the world is on fire. And only Dark Brandon can save us. But the decorum thing is like what people are getting mad at. Like all of the conservative people, like the talking heads, like Ben Shapiro et al. Were like, this is the most divisive speech ever given by a president. Because he said storming the Capitol was bad or whatever. He was so generous. Like, there are some MAGA Republicans, not going to say who. There's some MAGA Republicans that maybe it's not that good that they're around. And they're like, he said that every Republican or anybody that's ever worn a red baseball cap should be put in that big machine that makes horses into glue. Okay. And then they were like, also he had a red background and that was kind of spooky.
That ruled. That was but this is what dumb people that want to be smart default to is always just like visuals and decorum and aesthetics and like It's why they always think there's, look at the shape of that shadow, it's kind of in a pentagram. So it's like, well, why would they give you a clue? Why would the secret cabal that's running America that you're trying to tell me exists, and it's like you're trying to convince me of Pizzagate by saying that they left an Easter egg somewhere? Why would they do that? What are you talking about? Why he did the red background because he evil. That's like a baby's brain.
I mean, speaking of a baby's brain, Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports guy, he like literally like posted a video. Which here's the thing: you didn't have to do that. He was like, I didn't even watch the speech, but I think we could all see that he looks like Hitler. And that's. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to anything that was said, but it was like, wait, so what? You don't like. It was also like a red, white, and blue light. Just in frame. It was just in frame was the red. And whatever, even if it was on purpose, it's just like so funny to be like, the substance, no, sorry. All about the aesthetic for me.
Yeah, he was saying stuff. I thought it was just a big picture. I thought it was a big picture, and they wrote at the top, if you've ever been to a NASCAR rally, we're allowed to put you in an old style trebuchet and fire you into the ocean. Oh no, Brandon.
So anyway, everything's fine.
It's actually
and guess what? The monarchy is still around.
Yeah, don't worry, guys.
In fact, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. There's a new king in town.
This is the only fun we get to have. Everybody that's like, this is so disrespectful. We'll be like, this is it. This is the only bit of celebration we get. And then it just goes back to exactly what it was before.
Also,
You're
when
not
I
losing
die,
anything.
When I die, please disrespect
Go off.
Go, please. If I did bad, go ahead and clown every bad thing I ever did. I'm dead. I don't care.
Couldn't give less of a shit.
Yeah.
That reverence thing too is like, well, that only happens when it's someone you like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's all of a sudden there's so much reverence for the dead the moment somebody had a ideology that you aligned with, and then somebody else died. Or like, I don't know, like Ben Shapiro gets a cold, and if you make fun of him, you're a like war profiteer or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like one of the staff members of what the fuck, Sam Cedar. Like Sam Cedar gets hit by a truck, and everybody's like, "Awesome, roadkill." Roadkill meme.
Yeah.
He's a raccoon. Look, like George's a raccoon that's been crushed by a truck.
Yeah, there's no consistency or integrity. It's all. I mean, it's just team sports. But in other news,
sports. Let's talk. Welcome to the sports corner. Now these guys know what they're talking about.
All right, so sports corner. Today I actually watched a sport.
What the hell?
So for those of you who know my background, I'm from a college town in Florida known as Gainesville, home of the Gators. Go Gators. So, I grew up watching tons of college football and basketball. And when I moved, I went to Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech had a D1 football team, and I went to almost all the home games.
Go Gators.
Go Jackets. And then I kind of when I was out of school, I wasn't following anything as much, and I've been kind of having a hankering to watch a sport, because football is a game that I would never allow my children to play, because I think CTE is very bad, and I think that it's wild that the sport exists. However, it is fun to watch, and I do think it's an interesting game. And today, Alabama, the kind of best team ever to exist in college college football, they have had a dynasty that's lasted since 2007, essentially, of them basically winning tons and tons of national championships. Not all of them, but Alabama national championships since 2007. 2007 is when Nick Saban, the coach, joined. So they've won 6 national titles, which is insane.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, and then 8 conference titles, and then they've just won. I wonder. Yeah, there's a Wikipedia page for Alabama Crimson Tide under Nick Saban.
OP era.
I'm wondering if but he will probably go down as one of, if not the best. Like, I actually can't say that because I'm like not super. Oh, okay. He has the most national titles of all time. So there you go. At one school. But he will probably go down as one of the best, if not the best, college football coach of all time, and one of the like most dominant college football dynasties of all time. And just I also need to say this: we should be playing college players. We should be paying them. They should not.
Yeah, that would be good.
Working for nothing and making millions of dollars for a university. Nick Saban gets paid a ton.
Oh, do you think he gets paid? Do you think that he receives a salary?
Yeah, a salary of $11.7 million, and his 8-year contract is worth $93.6 million. Meanwhile,
cool.
Kids get in trouble for signing stuff.
Sure.
You know,
but they're allowed to go to class they don't want to go to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I watched a little. Had to acknowledge that there are problems in the system, but we all like a little sports here and there. So Alabama currently number one seed. So they're like we're 2 games into the season, but they're the highest ranked in the country. They were playing Texas, University of Texas Longhorns, go Horns, and then Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide, I guess, is what you say if you're a fan of them.
Go Red.
Texas nearly upset the Goats because their defense was incredible. And they did this with like their starting quarterback got injured immediately and was out of the game, and their backup quarterback got injured and was limping the entire game. It was like kind of ridiculous. Like it was like they didn't want to put in the 3rd or 4th string guy, so they just had this dude who was literally hobbling. Like
can't feel good as the 3rd.
Oh yeah,
to see a corpse.
Yeah. You're like, dude. But it was an entertaining game. It was entertaining because like down to the last, I didn't have a horse in the race. But anytime you're looking at like a national, I think at halftime I saw some tweets that were like, I want to see Nick Saban's. So at halftime they were tied 10-10. And there was a lot of tweets that are like, I want to see Nick Saban's halftime speech. I bet it's crazy because they're like, we're tied with like this team that's not even ranked. So Texas isn't even ranked. It's a well-known program, so they're capable of great things. And the coach at University of Texas actually worked under Nick Saban because he's had a 15-year career of being the best, and so everybody who works under him ends up getting hired out from under him because they're like, we want a piece of that like talent. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, like, shout out to college sports players. They're really giving it their all out there, and I am so much older than them now, and that makes me feel like I'm about to die.
It is sometimes almost comforting to know that we're past our physical prime.
Yeah, or
well,
hey, don't count me out yet.
I will say physical prime capacity.
Yeah. Like the maximum version of the physical. Like if you were training as a pro athlete, we would be like past our prime. I
mean, not me, obviously. I would be able to do it.
Yeah.
It was
I'm hoping
I was too good.
Grow another arm and a leg, and that way I can like run extra fast and be extra strong.
Well, I was thinking all I'm going to do is get my knees and back replaced entirely, and then after that I am ready to roll. Right,
because you're, other than that, you're in the peak. You're the peak physical specimen.
Oh my god! With the exception of my cardio, I'm out of control. With the exception of my cardio, my bones and my muscles, I'm fucking ready to go.
And by the way, the sports corner was a bit, but it just so happened that I watched football today, so there we go.
I'm very jealous. I want to have a. So like I've been to a few. I was about to call it a tailgater.
Tailgate.
Go tailgaters. Yeah. I've been to a few tailgates. I enjoy them. I like I like the collective energy and excitement. I think that's really really nice, and it reminds me of when I was a little kid and I really liked wrestling. I like the encyclopedic knowledge you can get from some people and how enthusiastic some people are about it. And I think it's a nice outlet for a certain type of entertainment, right? Yeah. It's nice to indulge in conflict content without having to do it, without needing to argue on Twitter, which I also do. But it's just, I don't know, it's nice to go to a low stakes environment and have a bigger, more complex and historied version of a medieval times joust. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say it's like very fun to kind of even momentarily, because I do this with Smash like melee sets or whatever, where I'll go on like a tournament. Riptide is happening today, and I'm also watching that. And I will like go into Twitch chat on like one of the like BTS Smash or like VG Bootcamp, which are Twitch channels that I have a bunch of channel points because I've watched them so much, and then I'm wagering my channel points on each individual match, and I get super into it because I'm like, I'm winning imaginary points, but the fun of placing your stakes in something and like seeing an outcome is thrilling, regardless of like what the actual thing is. If it's, it's probably why gambling is so, addictive and stuff like that. But this feels like a little bit more productive because you can have the shared experience. Like I would love to have, if I had a friend who was like really into football and was inviting me over for the big game every week, I would go. Yeah. But I'm not the type of person to like plan that. You know what I mean? Because I don't have any allegiances really.
That's like, the only barrier for me is I obviously don't have anywhere. I don't have any American football teams from where I'm from. There's a lot of, I can't default to that as a support. I didn't grow up. So like if somebody asked me what football team, which is now called soccer because the Queen died, what soccer team I support here or back in the UK, I would probably just say Liverpool because it's what I was told when I was growing up. Right. I'm a lapsed Catholic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And I imagine that a lot of people have that, if not for their regional team, for at least like a team, a state team maybe, if not their college team they have an attachment to. I feel like would be a great in as well. What I benefited from is that I watched WWE with
sick, though.
My uncle. He was big time into it.
Oh,
so,
hell yeah.
My godfather. And we would just watch the shit out of it, develop this lexicon, have all these historical references and stuff. And I'm like 8 years old. But I get this encyclopedic knowledge of every wrestler, their time in the game, their signature moves, their win-loss, stuff like that. Because it's like a fun narrative to follow. Granted, it's pre-planned, it's scripted, or it's like loosely structured at the very least. But it was that same little satisfaction. It was that same. You'll see that when Steve Rogers caught Mjolnir, you'll actually find that in Age of Ultron he moves it slightly during the like it was. It's just one of those, and I really wish I had that foundation because a part of me wants to get back into wrestling, but that's its whole fucking thing, and you have to be so actively involved.
Yeah.
Part of
it's like it's like an active soap opera.
Yeah, exactly. And I miss 2 months. I'm gone. Right, it's over. I can't summarize that the way I could just like tournament scores. Just go like okay, I'm up to date.
Yeah.
So, but if I could have somebody
exactly.
that
like
it's the big game tonight, fellas. We're all meeting up. Bring some snacks.
I think that the cool thing about all of this is the same with wrestling, the same with melee tournaments, the same with football. This is the storyline.
Yes.
Because I'm not tuning in to a blowout. If, it's like, I don't care to watch the most winningest team in college football win again. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm tuning in for the potential to see an upset or the potential to see, an interesting story develop.
It's why Rocky has like flaws and things he's struggling with. It's not like let's follow Rocky up to his 15th match and he wins again.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like, well, I was gonna say in Melee, like one of the big storylines is like, there's J-Mook, there's this new it's one of those things where it's like you grind for many years to be an overnight success. Like he's like been around for a long time, but
it's like there's this new guy on the scene that's been playing for 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. And so like now he's like basically gotten a top 8 like every tournament he's entered, and he has wins over every major player.
That's what's fun about the FGC or like fighting games in general is that there is not a physical prime in the same way. There can be for your reaction time and stuff, but there are like many of the best players, like many of the best Tekken players are still the best Tekken players.
Yeah, dude.
They are just really good at it.
Like the fact that Daigo is like still in like top 8s at Evo, like that's so awesome. And the fact that Mango is the youngest and oldest player to win a Melee major is incredible.
He literally became a father, like during his tenure playing Melee.
Yeah, he literally did. His in the middle too. Like he's been playing Melee for like 20 years, and his kid's like 10. You know what I mean? And J-Mook hasn't won a major yet. So every major, it's like, is this going to be the one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's that good. He, Saturday.
No, the 20.
Riptide. It's got Ultimate and Melee. Other storylines, HBox, who is Hungrybox, went to University of Florida, go Gators.
He did.
He did, yeah. Yeah, so we have a connection there. But he used to be, well, for a couple of years, he was the unadulterated number one, like 2017 to 2019 or whatever. And then he's like, during the COVID era and during online tournaments, he like really fell off and lost to a bunch of like unranked players and stuff on Slippy, like on the online. And then now he's like gotten back into form, and he's, he's won 2 majors already this year. He's like taking sets off of everybody. He's winning a ton. And then he's also doing his like little ultimate, his stream is just him entering ultimate tournaments and running ultimate tournaments. And he's in the top 48 of Riptide for ultimate, which is like his highest. It's his first time making it to Sunday at an ultimate major.
Is he playing ultimate?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Which is insane.
That's fucking remarkable.
Yeah. There is a better puff than him named Base Mage. But the fact that it's the same character and his brain still can process that it's 2 different games,
and it
blows
feels
my mind.
Completely different. I don't know how you would play both.
Yeah. So that's cool too. Like and people hate Hungrybox, but I don't. I think I like his role in the sort of storyline of everything. He's like the heel or whatever.
Yeah.
And speaking of wrestling, to your point, I didn't have a huge background with wrestling, but my little brother growing up watched it a lot. And I saw enough wrestling that if I saw The Undertaker show up at any point, it was a holy shit moment. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, these guys are fucked. The Undertaker just came out of a coffin, and he's like, he was also buried with a folding chair, and now he's like beating somebody over the head.
I was buried with my dead wife's sledgehammer.
Yeah. Which we also call Mjolnir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's fun about wrestling, is that it is like, wrestling's like if The Simpsons stayed good forever. And now they just had to be coming up with premises that have either never been done or they have to do them better than ever. And my favorite type of wrestling narrative every single time is always it's usually a face, it's usually a good guy. How do we make...
By the way, can you describe what a face is for the audience?
Yeah, a face is like a crowd protagonist. It's the one, not just
John
the one they
Cena's
like.
a face, right?
Cena is a face. I'd say most wrestlers by default
he was
could be considered.
I think he
face.
also had a villain era, but
most faces, if they're really popular, will get a little heel dip. Sometimes they'll change names or personas. Usually not. The biggest heel turn thing. That's where the term heel turn comes from. Right. In this case, the most common heel turn move is turning up in a match that's not yours. That's the thing. It's like, oh, and his name is John Cena, and he just turns up and pulls everyone's pants down or whatever, ruining the sanctity of.
He shows up and he stars in a rom-com with Queen Latifah.
You're not supposed to be here right now. It's his peacemaker costume.
Yeah,
I'm filming a scene.
He's speaking Mandarin for some reason.
Yeah, he's apologizing. That video is crazy.
Yeah,
that video. People who haven't seen it, highly recommend. Just search Fast and Furious apology John Cena. Is it that one?
Yeah.
Where he's apologizing.
What did he do?
To the nation of China.
What did he do again? He's apologizing on behalf of something.
I could be wrong. I think he endorsed Hong Kong or something.
Oh, he did. He acknowledged it. Or Taiwan. One of the things he acknowledged that Taiwan was a country or something.
Oh, yeah, an independent nation. Yes, that's what they...
An independent nation, yeah. How dare he, actually.
How dare he? But, if you're going to do it in fluent Mandarin.
Yeah, which he knows, which is just like what a funny...
Yeah. Where
What a
do you
funny
do
man.
what? I mean, I guess you're listening to that Mavis Beacon while you're hitting 700-pound reps at breakfast. Or whatever.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing and
Oh,
also
is that not
manhood.
her? which one is it?
Yeah, Mavis,
Rosetta.
Mavis, maybe Rosetta Stone. Yeah,
Rosetta Beacon, something along those lines. Mario teaches typing and
also, the
speaking.
concept of listening to Mavis Beacon and it being a typing test is very funny.
Trying to follow along.
Where is the G? Is it on the home row?
But yeah, there's his whole heel turn. It is like turning up. I don't remember the Cena heel turn. I know there was one at some point, but it's if you are a heel full time, very exciting because they have to also make you interesting, which is difficult when you're like a Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Yeah.
I'm falling apart.
Villain.
Nathan Villian. Because like okay, so for example, my favorite face story, or when they're more in like the neutral place, is when they bring in somebody new. They're a very good technical wrestler because before you enter the WWE, you'll have already been in another franchise. You'll been on NWA or like another related franchise, and you'll also have gone to wrestling school for like years and have had to come up with several characters, and like there is so much wrestling you do before you get to the WWE.
Yeah,
you ever see
it's the overnight success again.
Exactly.
You know, it's
if you see a native Japanese wrestler in the WWE, it means they've been doing Japanese strong style for 25 years. That everybody has to be so established that when they come in, it's usually with it's almost always with the character they already had, and then the writers have to embellish on it. So the best ones ever, Batista had this for a while. Goldberg had it for a while.
Goldberg. I remember Goldberg.
Awesome. They were just like, okay, how do we add some flavor to what is, the mid 2000s? What is just another very large, bald man, and then just very smooth man.
Yeah.
And they just went like, he'll just win immediately, always. That's the thing. That was the Goldberg thing for like 8 months. Was just he would just go in. And there'd be a whole build-up like, Goldberg, I'm taking you down. You bringing in an attitude. And he just hit them and win. That was like the thing for ages. And I loved that. Oh, the other hilarious, messy wrestling story is when Kane, who it turned out was the Undertaker's brother, that I believe he like Mountain and the Hounded him from Game of Thrones. He like left him in a burning house or something. And so Kane had scars, so he wore a mask. And then one day, he took off the mask, and he wasn't horrifically scarred. It's like, excuse me? The Kane's thing was that he just looked like a member of Slipknot. His little arc, his little, like, coming into the forefront arc was going into matches and literally just doing his signature chokeslam and winning. That was, like, the thing. He would come in and be like, and it's Kane! And he would grab him by the neck, pick him up, throw him down, pin.
It's like a forced choke, except for with he's actually making contact.
It's just a joke.
he's forcing the choke.
Yeah.
I just want to. This is a brief interruption. Cristiano Ronaldo met with Jordan Peterson.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, the insights they have, I bet.
This is Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Wait. Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
That's funny because Jordan Peterson looks like a weird bust. Jordan Peterson looks like a weird statue.
He's actually Ronaldo's weird bust turned to life.
He put him to life, yeah. He's a wax figure.
Okay, so one thing, couple things I wanted to like. We went to some interesting places that I wasn't expecting to, and that's the Sad Boys difference. But I wanted to give a quick update on Dipper because I've talked about him and people are asking about him. So we got some good news recently. So for context, Dipper was attacked at the dog park about 6 weeks ago. And initially it didn't seem like things were wrong. Then like that same day, he seemed a little off. We went to the vet. They were like, let's do surgery the next day. So we did that. He got bit in the ear and he got bit in the neck. His neck is healed. His ear, they sort of put a bunch of sutures in to like prevent like sort of things from getting to the wound, to like kind of enclose the wound. And that like apparently they found out was like preventing it from healing because the tissue is like very sensitive. And so
This is the
he
ear.
had the ear, yeah. So his neck's been healed for a while now, but his ear it just looked like he was bit yesterday, you know? And they took the sutures out finally because I go to a walk-in clinic right now because it's like really hard to find a regular vet in LA because a lot of the places are like have wait lists or aren't accepting new clients. But when we finally got to see the original doctor who operated on him, they took out the sutures and then they were like, okay, we're gonna wrap him in this giant bandage. And I don't have my other phone with me, or I don't have my phone with me that has the photo on it. But imagine like a cast. They were almost trying to like wrap it. It obviously wasn't like whatever you do to a cast to make it hard, paper mache or something, I assume.
Yeah, it's a
but they
hairspray.
They like wrapped him and then like had like a little air space where the wound on his ear was exposed to the air because that would help it heal. And then while I was at the vet, and they were like, oh, and let's re-up on these antibiotics. So just wait here and we'll get like a new order of those for you. And I was like, cool. And like in the 5 minutes I'm waiting for them to fill some more antibiotics, he wiggles out of the bandage. And I'm like, what did you guys expect? and then they were like,
I am picturing like when like Daffy Duck gets run over or something. Is it that one, you know, where it's like a full bandage and his legs up in a little sling?
It started out like less that, but then like when they did it again, they were like, okay, now he's really not going to wiggle out of this. And it was basically that. And then
mummy.
yeah, exactly. And then when I got home, he already like wiggled out of it.
How long is he supposed to be in it?
What's funny is the hubris of the vet tech was like, bring him back every 7 days to change the bandages. And I was like, I'm going to have to bring him back every 20 minutes at this point. And then the whole point of the bandage was to prevent things from getting to his ear. But I was like, he's wearing his cone. And so I'm just going to like let it, like I let them know, but I'm like, I'm just going to watch him. And so the past week he's just been doing normal stuff, but luckily we have the yard now and we can play there and he can get tired out. He's sleeping next to me right now.
Let him tell the story.
He's shy. But we went to the vet to get vaccines, re-up on his vaccines because it's been a year. And they were like, his ear's healing well now. So we have like another week with the cone on, but he's like good to go. So I feel really happy about that. And I'm excited for him to be able to not have to wear this cone.
Yeah. Been a minute, eh, little man?
It's been a very long time. Fortunately, he doesn't seem to mind it. He kind of walks around like he's not wearing a cone, for better or for worse. So he will run into you with the cone. He will like be outside playing and be scooping up dirt. And, you know, thankfully it hasn't happened yet, but theoretically his own poop he could be scooping up by accident with the cone. And in other Dipper news, he continues to be like a very smart genius.
A top G?
He's a top G, and the G stands for genius, which is what the mainstream media won't tell you. We have this like little dog door that's like a big window that like opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess it's more like, opens up like that.
Like a saloon door.
Yeah. And it's great because my landlord has a dog as well. And so when he lived here, his dad installed this ramp so that he could like walk down the ramp and like go to this like little fenced in area where he can just like potty.
Nice.
And it's great for me because it keeps all of the poops kind of confined to the same area. So I can just go through and just like scoop them all up. And
with your cone.
With my cone, yeah, that I wear in solidarity. But I've been walking in to the kitchen recently where this door is, and it's been open, and I'm unable to remember if I opened it and left it open or if something else happened. Today I realized because I tried to like I latched the door and I pushed it like Dipper could potentially push it, and it didn't open. And so I was like, how is he getting the door open? Is he like standing up on his hind legs and like daintily like unlatching it? And I'm just not seeing it. But today I realized that I walked into the living room. I walked into the living room and saw the door open, and I was like, I know that he did this. And then I tried to recreate it, and I realized if you like, instead of pushing it in one motion, like push it incrementally, like a couple times, then it does open without any friction. There's a top latch that you can prevent this with, but I wasn't like latching that because I didn't realize this was a problem. And so I discovered how he was getting the door open. And then when I went to look for him, he was just like hanging out on the deck outside, like smoking a cigarette, like just like chilling
father.
out. Yeah. You there. Join me.
No, you're going crazy. I never opened the door.
Yeah, it was very funny.
You got to stick some cones on his paws.
But also good on him for like, instead of going to the bathroom inside, like just letting himself out.
And he doesn't know it's like wrong or against the rules. He's just being smart.
I mean, and it's not really against the rules. I just one thing I want to work on with him is him communicating to me when he needs to go, because he's a very self-sufficient dog. He like wants to handle everything himself.
Right.
So he will sooner like scratch the door or something than like come to me and like let me know. In the past, I've taught him to use a bell, so I may reintroduce a bell and see how that works.
Oh, that'd be cool.
A Drake bell, so to speak.
Yeah, or maybe like those collections of buttons you can get. One says like Jarvis, and another is food, hug.
Those are scary to me because I feel like it'll be like, Dad, I want to kill you.
Why do I have these buttons?
Yeah, well, who programmed this?
That seems bad.
Dipper smoking a cigarette. He's like, you're wondering who programmed the kill button. Sorry, side throwaway joke. A Drake button is a button where when you press it, it goes, yeah.
Yeah. It texts a cast member of Stranger Things.
Yeah. Oh God. It says something weird about Millie Bobby Brown. It gets a tattoo of Aaliyah, who he's never met or has no relationship to.
Which is fine at like a lower level of fame. You know what I mean? It's like when you could with a phone call make that okay. you don't get it. Like if I got it, so theoretically.
And you're not gonna turn around and show me the to scale back photo that you got of Aaliyah's head.
Anyway, I just gotta head out for a sec.
Yeah, he can't turn around. He's wearing a backless shirt.
No, my chaps. My back chaps.
My backless chaps. It's a onesie, but it's backless and assless.
Yeah, it's barely, I mean, it's just a blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, I gotta run to the restroom, but boy, do we have the follow-up of the century.
I know. I'm pretty excited about this one.
Yippee.
Somebody, some, you know how like platforms email you to like ask you to be on them? You know, like somebody might be like, hey, do you think you want to sign up for Patreon? Like weird ass people do that.
Some fucking pervert, yeah.
Yeah, some emotional pervert may be doing that. And I just got an email about this platform that I don't want to put on blast because it's also advertising them to put them on blast. But it was like, last chance to claim your invite. And I'm like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
hey man, I was late to the email. But I would, as an influencer, like to use your platform for free. Would that be cool? Like,
oh yeah, no, sorry, you missed the boat. We don't open these doors for anybody.
Look who came crawling.
Yeah, look what the cat dragged in.
Okay, I just won't then.
Yeah,
forget it then. Actually.
Oh, are you sure? Because you could sign up if you want to.
And actually, please do.
And actually, please do, because that's how we make money, actually. In fact, maybe we're reconsidering this whole expiring offer concept.
Dude, I'm just cracking up at the idea of replying to one of those platforms. And then the reply is just... it's like a slow clap. It's just the like, emoji with paragraph breaks. Well. Look who it is.
Well.
You would like me to take me up on a 15% off offer?
Speaking of taking somebody up on an offer,
how do we do this?
A particular influencer has made us an offer that we can't refuse.
Yes.
And that offer is that he's now streaming on every platform.
Yes, and we accept. Tyler.
We accept it because we had no say in the matter.
We weren't involved, but we caught you, you sneaky little devil.
So, for those of you who are just now, for those of you who don't know what we are referring to, last week, and you may have seen this around the time it happened because we did cut it into a highlight and put it up early. Ninja, still the most well-known gamer in the world, who has had a storied past with various live streaming platforms, starting originally on Twitch, taking a big paycheck to go to Mixer for to exclusively stream there, where
30 minutes.
Yeah, where he did not sort of translate his audience to this new platform. He was there for a few months, and then Mixer went under, and he was paid out his whole contract, so he got the easiest bag of all time.
And this is no critique on this, dog.
Oh, this is
is
masterclass.
Genius behavior.
It feels genius in
that's
sort
a
of
top
the
G.
way that it. Yeah, that's a top genius. So that's actually dope as hell. I will celebrate any creator who's getting a giant bag from a company for no work.
Yeah, this isn't a mom and pop store. This is venture capital can afford a couple losses. It's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's also Microsoft. This isn't even venture capital. This is one of the most profitable and wealthy companies in the world. So
shout outs Bill.
It basically cost them nothing, but it made him very personally wealthy. And then, he left Mixer, and then he came back to Twitch, where it all began. And that brings us to last week, where he, something very inconsequential happened in a game of Fortnite, and he flipped out and quote unquote rage quit streaming altogether.
I was rewatching that clip, by the way, before the highlight went up. I was just rewatching it, and our clip talking about it, and I was cracking up, and I was subscribing. It is so weak.
Yeah,
the performance is so, and I'm not even saying performance for the reasons we'll talk a little bit more about, maybe what his more I would say nefarious, but it was his deeper goals were, but. Just as a Twitch actor, which everybody is on Twitch to an extent, you're
right.
projecting and
you're performing energy. It's a performance. You're entertaining a live audience.
It's not I don't want to fucking play. I'm such a. It is I'm fucking done with this dude. I'm fucking You know what, dude?
Dane Cook. You know what, dude? I don't even, dude. I think I'm kind of done with this dude.
Fucking sick with this. Yeah, he brings in full
chat.
Dane Cook era. Chat. I'm out. I'm sick of this, man.
Chat. Honestly, I'm sorry. I know I was going to stream the whole day. But I can't fucking do this anymore, dude.
Yeah. It's so even for Twitch acting, I don't know if this is a critique of his performance or not, but if it's him being sneaky, you should have done. It feels like the rifting or whatever, that moment happening was not strong enough for the performance he had to give. This was somebody cutting him off in traffic and being I'm just going to fucking kill myself. It's just energy does not match it at all.
What? Yeah,
it's such a hugely
yeah, it is, because he basically rage quit and then also had a whole PR package prepared where something I didn't notice before is that his old banner on Twitter said time in, and then his new banner said time out.
Oh, it was that exact. Okay, because I wasn't sure if time out was his existing be right back panel, right?
Right. Yeah.
The fact that that is actually sickening.
So we learned a few things, so essentially he turned his profile on almost all of his platforms to a default profile image, and then was I don't know when I'm going to be back or where I'm going to be back. and it's very
Stay
interesting.
tuned.
Stay tuned to see what. Stay tuned, guys. I'm feeling pretty burned out. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned to see when I get over my burnout and when I'm ready to make a healthy return back to work.
Hey guys, don't forget, like and subscribe, hit that bell as well, in case I'm able to stabilize my mental health in the near future.
And who's to say where I'll be stabilizing my mental health in the near future? That is what we talked about last week. And, you know, a few days later, well, there's a few more details that we're not privy to at the time because we had just seen the Ninja clip itself. This happened on the 1-year anniversary of Ninja's partner agreement with Twitch.
Right, sure.
So he conveniently rage quits the day that his contract is up.
Which we also know, we noted right beforehand, he didn't have his checkmark anymore. So he hadn't
right. He's no longer a partner, not even an affiliate, because affiliates can have subscribers as well. So, because while Twitch recently changed their policy to allow streaming on multiple platforms, there's no longer an exclusivity clause when it comes to streaming platform. There is still a limitation on multi-streaming, which is where you stream to multiple platforms at the same time. This ends up being important because Ninja just announced that he is streaming on every platform.
Platforms I didn't even know existed. He's streaming
Platforms
on your
that I
microwave.
didn't even know allowed. Yeah, I walked into my.
He's streaming on your grandma's urn.
I was heating up my food the other day and I caught the end of a Ninja stream. Instead of the time countdown on my my microwave, it was
close my eyes,
blue-haired
inside
man.
of my eyelids. What do you know? A guy flossing. In your dreams, he's in your fantasies.
The funniest shit, like the graphical image of this is so funny. I didn't even know if you could stream on Instagram like that because I thought Instagram limited how long you could be live for.
Well, how the hell did he do? Because I saw something along the line. Because I've seen, I guess you could screencast to the app and then use the app to go live. But like his overlay not on there?
Do they support like stream keys and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't actually know. In fact, I don't think I've seen him go live on Instagram for what it's worth. But I have, let me tell you, in the past couple of days, watched him stream on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Facebook. In fact, earlier today, Ninja was streaming on TikTok and he was trying to figure it out. he was having technical difficulties because his stream was down. And actually, shout out to a streamer known as BB Jess, who I met at a Twitch event. Who captured
the event was making fun of Ninja.
Yeah, who happened to capture his live streaming.
Oh fuck yeah.
I don't want to keep harping on Ninja, but this got me. How did you have a whole masterclass for hundreds of dollars teaching people to stream to Twitch, but you don't know that you can stream from OBS? Is that why people are always asking me who set up my settings for me? Oh yeah, because she's a woman.
RT. What does this fucking say, Jarvis? 5 minutes ago. Okay, that's irrelevant.
It'd just be this. Huh?
What, you think it's Streamlabs?
It could be.
How? Where else can we can't go live any other way, right?
OBS.
We can do TikTok on OBS?
Straight through OBS, yeah. If you get a stream key, you get a RTSMP. You get a RTM.
But we would need to create a vertical thing for it though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he didn't know that. So he uses Streamlabs and he didn't know that you could use OBS Studio. I think real Chads use OBS Studio. Also, Streamlabs is kind of just stolen a bunch of shit from people. And
It's just a horrible organization, and
I don't think it's a good organization.
You have
whatsoever.
to sacrifice your firstborn if you want to stop your subscription. They will find a way. They're like fucking Scientologists.
Oh yeah. So
They're from like 600
so she was
to
like
709.
So these are just videos of Ninja troubleshooting.
They're from like 600 to
Just go
709.
on mute, you know.
So yeah, it's.
I know you can't get, and unless we end it, we can't change it. Do they just give you more recommended settings?
You know what's wild to me? How on God's green earth did you not test this out beforehand?
This because it's not just a rehearsal. It's you will have to do it. You will have to set it up. There's no way around that.
Make
you don't get to muscle
a
your way through
burner account or talk to TikTok. You were the biggest, one of the biggest influencers in the space.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out before. Like,
They're
don't.
getting
I mean,
the equivalent of the Mixer deal for free. They'll give you a hand.
So this whole, I wanted to see if there's another. There was another clip. What I personally caught was that he was having lag issues. Probably just because there's different bit rates and there's different, settings that you need for each streaming platform.
Between what? His reaction camera and the game on TikTok?
The actual stream itself was choppy.
Okay. Yeah.
And it kept going down. When I saw him live the other day when I was getting my new COVID booster. I was getting that new. And
the one that makes you immune to everything. What the?
That's true. Yeah, no, I agree, Harry Styles.
What was that? What's going on?
It just started playing from one of my tabs for some reason. But we'll talk about that later because it won't be caught on the actual podcast. So, so I caught him when I was getting my new, when Bill Gates was putting the nanobots inside of my body to track my every move.
Sure.
And he claimed to have 50,000 viewers across all platforms when he went live yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He had 12K, and these are good numbers, by the way. These are good numbers for anybody, but the math wasn't mathing for me. Because he had 500 viewers on Twitter. He had 1,000 viewers on Facebook. He had 12,000 viewers on Twitch, which is an impressive number.
Mm-hmm.
He had
but it's quite a bit lower than 50 from what I can.
Yeah.
I'm not a numbers guy.
He had 6,000 viewers on YouTube, and I didn't think he was live on TikTok that day, or at least I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, well, that had 200,000 viewers.
Yeah, but he has millions and millions of followers across all these platforms. So, I mean, my biggest question is, I have no idea how he makes money.
Yeah, especially yeah. Wait, what?
It's the most.
Can you still do YouTube memberships? Do they have the same exclusivity?
It's I guess you could do YouTube memberships. I don't know if he has that set up. He could do TikTok gifts. I noticed that when I was watching his stream on TikTok. Oh, actually, let me. Okay, so
Twitter twinkles,
this is still open and the live has ended, but he had. I mean, this is pretty impressive. He had 8,000 concurrents at the end on TikTok. He had 380,000 views of his live stream, and you could buy him any number of gifts. I don't know who bought things, but Ninja playing Fortnite on TikTok. Why is he doing that? Who is going to sit and watch? I guess people do watch TikTok live streams. I don't know who that audience is.
Catch you on the.
I mean, it's certainly interesting. I personally think it's a terrible idea. But as someone who does not need to make money and can employ people to help him manage all of these streams that are everywhere, then knock yourself out.
Well, I mean, I can see the philosophy of him trying it and thinking, well, hey, free damage control. I'm not culpable for anything. If it falls apart, it falls apart. But I don't know what your measurement for success is. What exactly do you want to get out of this? Because even long term, if somehow you were allowed to multi-stream to everything and Twitch was allowing you to monetize and YouTube was, we don't know how that works in this case, but yeah, they're allowed to also do memberships and the like. What is, other than like traffic, I guess? What is
just
TikTok
more impressions, more eyeballs. Yeah. I mean,
is that what you're short on?
That's my question. Is the goal to be the most like the noisiest possible streamer where you're just like everywhere, everything everywhere all at once?
And are you getting more attention? So, like, are you getting more eyeballs on your stream writ large, like, versus everything, right? Because if they do want eyes, then they want people feeding into the ones that make money.
Right.
Are you getting more click through to your Twitch stream, say, in this hypothetical situation where he's allowed to make money? Are you getting more clicks from that by streaming live on TikTok than you would from like 5 clips on TikTok?
I know.
So much less work. No, you don't have to struggle with cropping the video.
I know.
It's like it's use OBS.
Yeah, you don't have to learn how to use OBS. Yeah, it's fascinating. He does have a join button on YouTube.
Okay.
And as a side note that has no bearing on anything, Ninja's second channel is called Ninja Extended, and that's such a funny name for a second channel.
Oh.
And he's never posted it.
That image though.
Oh, this image, yeah. Okay.
That's one thing.
Does he actually post on a shorts channel then? He must. No, that's no way. His shorts channel doesn't actually link to his shorts channel. Dude, who is managing this shit?
It's him. Gotta learn to use OBS.
The last thing I wanted to mention about Ninja personally is, and now I can't escape Ninja Extended. The last thing I personally wanted to mention is that my good friend and Yu-Gi-Oh Yugi-tuber Ruxin34 is a fan of the pod and watched the highlight clip that we posted, and then he texted me Ninja's latest thumbnail that dropped 5 hours ago, which is this: my final moments, and it's just like,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like his final moments on Twitch.
That image implies he was killed by Goku. My final moments. He's charging up a spirit bomb.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't have the effect that you would think it had. Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude. What an interesting choice.
Gaming numbers are so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like the conversion, I just noticed it's very like gaming numbers are really about what game is hot, it seems like. In whether or not you're hot, and they like, I'm so grateful to have the audience that I have, even though it's much smaller, because I feel like they're a little stickier, you know.
I mean, the conversion is, and I'm saying this in acknowledgement that he is incredibly successful elsewhere.
One of the most
his
successful.
Conversion is horrible.
Yeah,
like the equivalent would be me having like a view.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like...
true. Yeah, he is like objectively the most successful streamer of all time.
Yeah.
You know, like if we stopped the count today, then yeah, I mean, and so I don't want to take anything away from him, but it is interesting to like, I think that's part of the reason that it's important to like look at this stuff and see like Ninja the institution versus like Ninja the independent creator.
And the translation of somebody like Hassan, right, onto YouTube is way more palatable because he's basically just recording exactly what he would if he was recording it offline.
But also worth noting that as a YouTube native creator, YouTube native content tends to do better than stream-based content, unless you put a little twang on it. Like if you use stream as the base, but then do more stuff on top of it, like a point crow, then YouTube stream-based content can be incredibly successful. But stream highlights, not as much.
It's just not getting the clicks. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The strat, in my opinion, say, you know, in theory, is just lying and pretending that you're not recording it on stream. And then every now and then when you acknowledge somebody in the chat during one of the videos, you get a comment like, what? Who's the, what?
Yeah.
What is this? And then I reply, yeah, shut up.
What's funny, you're pretty much, and I do this sometimes as well. You're pretty much exactly like Fem Shapiro. Have you seen Brett Cooper? Do you know who this is?
I do.
The comment section with Brett Cooper. I actually don't want to pull this up. outside of
The comment section. I don't know if is it.
Oh, that's the name of her. That's the name of her thing.
Oh, sorry, her weird show. Yeah.
Yeah. Her
Where
weird
she has lots of
show
relatable stuff in the background.
where she pretends to be streaming.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God, yeah. No, she's the best.
She pretends to be streaming.
God, what an authentic set.
Yeah, dude, it's just like
I'm
us.
just a human being.
Puberty blockers are used once puberty has started, but not when you're too far along. That gives you...
Actually, I'm gonna not invite transphobia. But anyway, yeah, she just pretends to be streaming. And it works from a studio from, what's the name of his company?
Daily Wire.
Daily Wire, yeah, works from a Daily Wire studio, pretending to be in a bedroom streaming, but is actually not talking to anyone.
And doesn't sleep.
Oh, I want to set this up. So this is Ninja's video, I'll Be Everywhere, where he announced the stream. I haven't seen this at all.
Hi guys, what's going on?
Got it, baby.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, well, just for the.
This is the diamond play button. Congratulations. Thank you so much. 10 million subscribers.
It's official! We finally got a ninja skin!
Could you teach me the pun? It's very easy. I am Tyler Ninja Blevins, and I'm going to be live everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, maybe OnlyFans.
Like those, a lot of those platforms do not support live streaming.
Yeah, dude, fucking OnlyFans. Fuck yeah, dude. That's my
Nice.
favorite. That's my
OnlyFans?
That's my fucking favorite kind of joke, dude.
It's a great
Fuck yeah.
punchline because the joke is OnlyFans.
That's
the
it.
joke is that
It'd be
having an
insane
OnlyFans is a
to have
joke.
one
Yeah,
and
yeah,
use one. Like what the hell? My pronouns are attack helicopter.
yeah.
Like the exact same flavor of joke.
Yeah. OnlyFans?
Is that it, by the way?
That's it. That's it.
Was okay. Wait, what?
He just Instagram is
Also, why
listed
was he
first
recording
here.
that in a museum? He was recording that in a wind tunnel.
It was the most. It looks like he recorded this at Kanye's gray house. Have you seen that house tour of Kanye's house where
Yeah.
it's like all one color? Also, he looks like my physical trainer. You know what I mean? Like he looks like a
Yeah,
personal trainer. He's like, "What's up, gang? Today we're gonna
Hey,
do some
what's going
jump
on?
squats."
Ooh, you're looking pretty good, but change your
I'm
message just a
Tyler.
little bit. Move
Yeah,
your
yeah,
legs
yeah.
just to the side, shoulder width apart.
Yeah, you want to make sure to engage your core.
That's asking you to do stuff that you just don't have the like genetics for. Like, get up, give me 200 more.
Yeah, just 200. Just 200. I'm not asking you to move mountains. Just 200 more.
You're dead. Okay.
Now move this mountain.
Please.
Oh yeah, let me go back to the outline. Okay.
Dude, shout out Ninja. Thank you so much for well, here's the thing is we don't have concrete proof that he didn't immediately recover from his burnout out of nowhere.
That's
But
true.
it's
And honestly,
interesting
that's
that
kind of
he-
problematic of us.
But you know, sometimes I know if I'm ever feeling a little burned out or anything, the first thing I think to myself is, all right, I got to take a break and then never come back to what I was doing. And then I'm going to come back and do an announcement of some kind. Just
Yeah,
coincidentally, after drawing attention to a platform that was not Twitch, after everybody had to check out all my socials to keep track of me, and I don't know where I'm going to be when I come back.
Yeah.
Or how many places.
You know what? Actually,
I don't know how many places
Actually,
simultaneously.
dude, Jordan, I'm kind of tired of your shit, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Kind of tired of your shit, dude.
Do you want to hang out next week on a different show?
I can't fucking do this right now. I'm gonna go. And I don't know where I'll be next week, but maybe it'll be right here, same time, same place.
Sure,
on-
yeah. And maybe
on
I'll release
YouTube
the
and-
episode on Sunday as usual.
Where podcasts are sold, for free.
Freaking, if you want to keep up, maybe, I don't know, like subscribe, hit the bell as well. Maybe like the video, but I'm
But
really
I'm freaking
pissed.
burnt, dude. I'm pissed and I'm burnt.
I am absolutely sick of this for the normal amount of time we don't do the show in between episodes.
Yeah, dude. I think I need exactly 6 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes of time away from your fucking face.
Okay. Fine.
And we're back, dude. We're back live everywhere.
Fucking back at it, bro. I love you.
I love you're my guy, dude. I'm glad we took that time off.
My
man.
fucking brother in arms. Anyway, that's the show. Fuck you. I don't want to
you.
see you again.
I hate you. I'll never fucking see you again. By which I mean I will see you again in another 7 days, dude.
I would love if every single week he ends his stream. Oh, not every single day ends his stream, but it's like, fuck this. I'm fucking sick of this. I don't know where I'll be. And then it's a different
Where I'll be, and
day.
then he's like everywhere. He's like, oh God, today I'm back. I'm back everywhere. But
Different
tomorrow,
house.
dude, who fucking knows? So you got to follow me everywhere.
Damn, dude. And I don't, my merch is available for sale right now, but anything could happen to it. Warehouse could burn down.
Do you not to like, I mean, you know, nowadays it's a little passe to be a fan of The Office, but there is the American Office had a bit where Ryan had a startup, I believe, called Woof.
Yeah.
Where
you get messages on everything.
You get messages on everything. That's kind of what Ninja's like entire business model feels like.
Imagine if you are a really engaged fan, you follow Ninja on everything, and you have notifs turned on for that reason.
Yeah.
And then he
That's what
goes
I'm
live,
saying.
and
Well,
your
'cause
phone gets really hot.
Yeah, that was the reason that I thought about that, because I was like, man, if you follow Ninja on more than one place, then every day it's gonna be like, boom, boom, boom. You're gonna get like 7 Ninja notifications. You're gonna be like, actually, I hate this guy.
God, the more I think about it, the more it's messing with my brain, because I'm like, okay, well, are you saying that you're going live on YouTube because there's people that would watch the stream on YouTube but don't watch the Twitch or don't have interest in it? Or there's people that love your YouTube videos but don't know about the Twitch?
Does he interact with the chat? And what chat does he interact with?
Chats.
Because there are services like Restream that allow that combine chats.
Yeah.
But I don't think they allow you to go live every single place that Ninja's live. So I don't know how he would, you know.
Well, and he's gonna be
got
getting-
like a grid of he's got like a control room.
Yeah, that's the
Where
last
it's
scene of
just
Watchmen.
Chat. There's like phones and monitors on the wall.
There's one small screen with the game on it. And then
Yeah.
a bunch of curved monitors
Yeah.
that's just chat.
He employs that guy who was teaching him about streaming, about OBS, to read the chat, because it would take a full-time job to do
He's like,
just
wait,
that.
slow down. Everybody stop chatting. Double slow mode.
Yeah, and that, like, not every one of these platforms has moderation tools.
Yeah.
You know, it just seems like you are opening yourself up for attack on multiple fronts.
It's almost like an experiment, like for our benefit. It's like, hey, here's what happens when you do this bad idea.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna learn a lot, I think, from this. I'm just curious how long he's gonna do it for, because my guess is not long.
It would rule if that was it. Like he was just done now.
Maybe he's auditioning platforms to see what his next, like, where he's gonna be taking his talents next.
TikTok, man. After that huge dub.
Yeah.
Operating
After he
vertical.
finally got it set up, he's like, shit. He's sunk cost fallacy. He's like, I guess we're vertical now.
Yeah, I'm in. I've given everything I can to this overlay that's just like 2 squares.
Let's just real quick jump into our favorite segment. Jarvis reads the notes on his phone, because otherwise he won't do that.
Yes. And, well, I mean, even with help and maybe the comments, I don't think we're going to figure out what they mean. I want them to just become glyphs. It's like hieroglyphs.
Okay. So, COVID booster.
Mhm.
That was just a reminder to mention that I got the COVID booster.
Oh, right.
Oh, and also to say that it was incredibly easy and free, and this is the updated booster that everybody can get now. And
you're thinking people listening maybe should do that?
I mean, look, not medical advice, but the
Yes.
fact that it was so easy to schedule and it was available everywhere made me think about how people don't take COVID seriously anymore, and are probably not gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Because they're like, what's the point? I also
I don't
have
even think I've heard a mention of a follow-up booster here. I'm in the UK at the moment. I haven't
the
mentioned.
bivalent. I think is the name of it. Like they can't give the original booster anymore. Now it's just the updated one. Firmware update. I've got a guest list for my housewarming that I'm planning. I have a note to remind myself that when I feel a twinge during a workout, do a few more reps and get a video and send it to my doctor, my physical therapist.
That image of Tyler. Tyler Beloved.
I've got a hosting to-do list, the things that I need to do to get. I feel like I could host a party now and no one would have a problem, but in my head there's a bunch of stuff I still need to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's the game, you know? It's setting expectations for yourself and whiffing.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to buy carpets because my carpets that I brought with me kind of don't fit. The room dimensions are different. Like the carpet that's in this room is far too long, but I put it down to help with echo.
Do you have any big bits of furniture you don't have yet? Or is everything kind of...
No, because everything, I was able to make use of pretty much everything that I brought over. Because I bought sort of all the necessary furniture. I got to buy a new bed frame for the guest room. I had a spare mattress because of a brand deal that I did with a mattress company, but I don't have a bed frame to put it on yet. So I do need to get that. And then I guess some furniture for the guest room.
I'll send you a list of what I want.
Okay. I need to figure out how the fire pit works. There's a fire pit at my new place, and I think it'll be cool like in the winter or at night to like do a little fire. I have the phrase, he got that dog in him, but it's hot dogs. And so I need to like Photoshop. I need to like, this is a note to self to like Photoshop somebody like a rib cage, you know, transparent rib cage image, but instead of like puppies that they do for the like he got that dog in a meme, it's hot dogs.
Yeah, that's okay. When do you think you'll get on that? Maybe during the party planning?
Yeah, maybe.
For the flyer.
Okay, that's pretty much, other than getting back to people and canceling things, that's pretty much it. Okay, so
Sorry, I was looking to see if I had any notes of value, and then one of them literally just says the prodigal son. From a year ago.
From a year ago? That was the last time you took a note?
No, it's the last time I've clearly done something in it. But
Oh, okay. It's been updated.
Okay. Inside it just says DMV plan.
Okay. How you were taking driving lessons, weren't you? How did that go?
Oh, mate. Incredible. Too good at driving, so I failed the test. Too fast, too good at it.
No,
I had to skip a bunch of lessons because it was when
okay.
we were initially. I did a fast pass, whatever. This was 7 months ago or something. And I did all the lessons, 6 of the 8 lessons, 6 of the 8 days, and then I had to cancel 2 of them sequentially right before the test because my mum wasn't well and I had to stick around. So that was 16 hours of my course I did not do, which were the 16 hours that covered emergency stops, and I just fully didn't know how to do it because you can only learn and pass on manual here, so there's a whole thing you have to do. And then before we even got to that part, a van pulled out illegally on, and this is all tiny country roads where I am doing the test, and I didn't know what to fucking do. I didn't panic or anything. I just like slowed down, pulled to the side. They didn't tell me what was wrong with that, but apparently that was not it, and it counts as a major failure. So I passed on everything except for not knowing what to do in the van.
That's actually kind of similar to how I failed my first driving test, which is a car pulled out and I wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah.
And they were like, what do you think you should do? And I was like, I don't even know that we've started yet, because it was like right immediately, like, and then they counted it as a major. They were just like being assholes,
Yeah.
but whatever.
There's I need to do the US one. Setting it up is a pain, but I also need to take the US paper, whatever it's called. Is it the one? The theory test?
The written test.
Yeah, so
The theory test.
it's the theory here. The theory test in the UK is a joke how hard it is. Like, and people who have done it here and maybe listening are like, it's not that hard. I'm like, okay, you need to understand how easy the US one is. I was doing mock tests on my phone. The questions for the US one, so the UK one, it's literally stuff like, okay, if you find somebody injured by the side of the road in a motorcycle accident, should you move them? And if so, where? If they're breathing at like X fucking rate, should you perform CPR? If you are driving on X type of road during this season under these kind of weather conditions behind this kind of truck, how much distance should you maintain in metric? Like, just absurdly specific and probably quite useful for drivers. And then I did like 8 mock tests in a row on my phone of the US one, because every question's like, if it's red on the traffic light, should you go, stop, get out of the car, cry? It's just okay, yeah.
No,
should the wheels be on the top or the bottom of the car?
Yeah, that's pretty much. I took a few tests, and then I found a Quizlet that had like the questions, and I studied it in line for the test. Yeah.
I mean, it literally should. Like, I don't know why a theory test, honestly, is not 100 the same question.
Yeah,
because I thought about this and I've mentioned it to people, and they were like, "Well, but then the test would like, yeah, we should know all the same. It should be
we should know what to do. Yeah.
It should be the same. It should be in the exact same order every time, because you'll memorize it. Like, I don't know why it isn't. It's just that's you know, school test philosophy.
100%.
But hey, man, catch me on the road soon enough. Catch me in my whip. Well, somebody's whip that I'll be borrowing for the test. Do you need to do that?
Come again?
I have to bring my own car here. Do I need to bring my own car to the US one?
You do, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay,
I took like lessons, so I was able to use the driving school's car.
Oh, that's right. I need to. You know, I've never driven an automatic.
It's quite easy.
It's a go-kart.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Also, it's kind of ridiculous that you have to learn so much about manual transmissions, considering that we are slowly not manufacturing them anymore.
It's literally harder to get it.
Yeah. It's most new cars are not available in automatic. The sales of automatic vehicles have dwindled to like 2% of the market for cars.
Of manual.
Yeah, for manual. Yeah. Automatic.
I'm excited. I'm gonna feel so powerful. My left foot's not gonna be doing anything.
Yeah, dude. My left foot just sits on a little elevated footrest.
What's it gonna? I'm gonna be walking all wonky. Even wonkier than I do right now by default.
Yeah, you're gonna walk wonky. Well, then you're gonna get your foot replaced with a bionic one. That's better.
With my spine. Well, I'm gonna get my foot replaced with a car, just a full car that I ride like.
Does the car? Where do the wheels on the foot car go?
Me and the mock test. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, the other thing that makes the American test so easy is that if you fail it, you can like retake it like multiple times while you're still there.
Yeah.
Like if you get it wrong, then they like tell you what you did wrong, and then you can just take it again.
That's what's blocking me lately from doing it. Is the amount of time it would take for me to get to all the available test centers based on where I am near my mum is, without a car, is like an obscene amount of time commitment. And every time I've tried to book it, it's like, 3 months from now. I'm like, I fly every 6 weeks. I don't know where I'm going. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Whereas the US one, when I was looking into it, apparently I was like, can I have a test this month while I'm here? And they were like, do you want one like yesterday? I'm just like, I can't do it. I'm in the wrong area right now. But
it was not like that for a long time, so it's cool to hear that it's like that now. It was like, because I had crazy scheduling issues, but like
also
when definitely some people actually like take it at DMVs like slightly out of town where they're like less crowded and stuff.
You know what we could do though, when I get it and I'm over next, we can do we can drive along. Say I'm like heading back to the UK again. Before I go off to LAX, we can drive along parallel roads
I know
like
exactly
in Fast and
what you're
Furious.
talking in Fast and Furious.
Except we're playing an episode of Sad Boys, or like a 1, 2, 3
Oh,
go
yeah.
video.
Yeah. And See You Again starts playing.
To LAX.
So before we wrap up for today, I think it's important to talk about one of the other most important things that have happened to British people
Quick,
this week.
another white guy check.
White guy check.
White guy report.
Yeah. The what's up, my cracker? That's the white guy report. I get banned off Twitch.
Somehow. For releasing this on YouTube.
For releasing this on YouTube, they find out. How much have you been following the Harry Styles Chris Pine spitting incident?
Okay. First 2 words, I'm with you. Following 2 words, I'm with you. These 2 independent entities, I'm aware of these guys. Right? Spitting, I've done and seen. Incident, I caused. But all of those combined, I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so this is... So, do you know about the movie that Olivia Wilde is directing? Sorry, let me pull up the name of this. I think it's called Don't Worry, Darling. Yep. Have you heard about the movie Don't Worry, Darling, directed by Olivia Wilde, starring, I believe, Chris Pine and Harry Styles?
I sure do now. And Florence Pugh. Is that the one with Florence Pugh, Gemma Chan, Sydney Chandler?
Yes. Yep. All of them.
Is it the one that's the cinematography is by Matthew Libatique?
Are you just looking up the? You're just. It just sounds like you're just listing now staffers on the project from like Googling it.
On the movie, I don't even have Google. I don't have Google installed at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a website, and you're on the internet, so I think that you could.
Look, I don't want to get lost in the he said, she said. All I know is that the screenplay is by Katie Silberman.
Which is something I don't think you would know if you weren't looking at.
Yeah, I can imagine. What happened?
So there's a bunch of drama around this movie because they've done a bunch of press, and the press has been weird. I'm not even fully caught up to it, but also relevant that Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles are dating.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's another sort of complicating element to this.
I have
but Harry Styles
been watching White Guy News.
Yeah. So Harry Styles, I think, is a lead in this movie, and doing the interviews, or during the press tour, there have been tons of very weird Harry Styles interview clips. And the main one is this quote. So the camera's on Chris Pine here.
You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real, like, you know, go to the theater film movie that, you know, you kind of, the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen. You know, my favorite thing about...
So this became, people, you know, have been clowning Harry Styles all over. Harry Styles interview. Like, it's been weird because I'm so used to everybody just talking so... Oh, wait. Here we go.
My favorite thing about the movie is like it feels...
So this is the full video.
My favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real, like, you know, go to the theater film movie that, you know, you kind of, the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen. I think my favorite thing about the
so yeah, and so Chris Pine's reaction is fun to watch because if you look at as Harry is saying the words that he's saying, which and I quote are, you know, my favorite thing about the movie is that it feels like a movie. It feels like a real go to the theater film movie that, like the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen.
Damn, I didn't know he wrote poetry. That's
Yeah. And so Chris Pine reaction, Chad sent me this. And she said, look at Chris Pine's neck. Okay, so I want you to watch this clip and look at Chris Pine's neck as it tenses while Harry is saying what he's saying.
The thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real go to the theater film movie that you kind of the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen.
So I think he just tensed it right when it started, but so there's this, and then there's an award show. I gotta find the original thing to show you, because now we've kind of advanced to alternate angles. So this is the original GIF. Or this is just a GIF of the original clip. So Harry sits down. It looks like he spits. Then Chris Pine looks down. It's very hard. It's very hard to make out.
Let me get it in full 4K.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Yeah. But this has been the question that the internet has been trying to get to the bottom of. So there's some alternate angles. Then he looks down. He's got his hands up.
It's this even more so than his gaze. It's the frozen clap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a deer in the headlights, because the thing that just happened is like, okay. It's like that just happened.
And so,
yeah.
So what they came out with was Chris Pine was looking for his glasses, and then he realized that they were just in his lap and sunglasses, and that he picks them up between his legs, which actually he does pick them up. Wait, but he just put them down there. Wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't buy this anymore, because the original answer was that Chris Pine was looking for his glasses, but he put his glasses right here
in order to clap.
In order to clap, and then look down, and
he doesn't have object permanence.
Yeah. And then there's this.
Wonderful to be back in New York. I just popped very quickly to Venice to spit on Chris Pine. Wonderful to be back.
Well, that's just the meme, right?
And now he's just doing the meme. There, people have been coming up with alternate angles. I can't seem to find them. People, Chad sent me this video. She said, "You guys really need to talk about if Harry Styles really spit on Chris Pine or not. Parentheses, he did. I have evidence." And this is what she sent me. I think she's the one slowing the video down. Because you can see there's something you can, you can see there's a particle coming out of his mouth. Oh yeah, there's the particle.
Huh. Yeah, enhance.
It's chat enhance.
But also, why? Why then? What's he coming back from? Is it a speech performance? Are they just sitting down?
I think they're all just sitting down.
Because he's clapping for something.
I think they're introducing the stars or something like that.
Okay.
Like going one by one,
Right.
I think.
Wait. What about? Is he looking down at something on the floor and then saying something, and that's making? Or would he be referring to his sunglasses? But why would you be like, are those your sunglasses on your lap?
Oh, did Olivia Wilde shoot him a sharp look? Let's look.
Is this? I mean, I wasn't around during the JFK assassination,
no,
but this feels very similar.
She didn't shoot him a sharp look. So anyway, yeah, this is the question on the internet's mind. I watched Charlie talk about this week as well. Oh yeah, and the Chris, the going back to the quote incident, that led to every brand jumping on this as the format became my favorite thing about blank is that it is like blank.
Man, I wish that the NFL had said the same thing as Grindr, like word for word.
Yeah. Call of Duty is here, DreamWorks Animation, just like a real murderer's row of
Some of these
brands.
Kind of whiff, to be honest. The Call of Duty one was a bit lazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know about any additional analysis.
Man, I'm always so conflicted about very funny brand tweets. Like when it really hits.
Yeah.
Like was it like Jolly Ranchers or something a couple days ago just said fuck.
Oh, it was Wingstop.
Yeah, Wingstop just hit us with the fuck. I'm like, that's so funny, but I know you're just a person. I know you're just a community manager, and I also want to give you some props, but at the same time, do I really want to retweet this organization?
Yes, exactly. These are the thoughts that we should all be having.
Oh shit! It's playing near me. Austin, don't show what near me is. This movie. Not that I googled it. Sorry, but I just feel like it's really. I think I can hear it. Maybe going on.
Did you want to watch this Harry Styles acting clip?
Oh God, hell yeah! So I didn't know the context of what else you were talking about, but because you mentioned our people turning on Harry,
yeah.
I mean, the answer is yeah. I think there's like an apex of fame that you reach, where especially if you have a younger audience, where contrarians are going to come in pretty quick, and then inevitably people are going to learn that you have flaws and that you're very famous and rich, so you're probably a piece of shit. I mean, that's just how it works. Literally.
I mean, and you're also fine. Like, you're not going to see any.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing okay.
You'll be just fine, unless you're just really online. Unless for some reason you're the richest person on earth and you're still a poster. You know, for some reason.
Like Jeff Bezos is now apparently. Jeff Bezos has started tweeting.
This clip was the one that jumped out to me, just because it was acting related and Harry Styles related, and I don't know if it's mean to make fun of someone that's trying, trying to act. Nothing wrong with that, but it's such a bad take that it must have been the best take.
And I don't think you do either. I think neither of us have any problem with Harry Styles. I think he's, very talented. I think he's, done a lot with his career.
Sorry, I also mean literally impressive. The take is bad. Like they should have done
like they should have chosen a different option.
And this is the trailer. Yeah. So this was what they I guess thought was the best option they had for this. Have you seen this?
I have, but we should watch it.
The thing about being married to stop telling me what I'm supposed to think about it. Telling me what I'm supposed to think about it.
What I'm supposed to think about it.
It sounds like he's doing a fake British accent.
There's a couple of these clips. Let me see if I can find.
Because
someone did a supercut. Oh yeah.
And if you keep talking like this, you keep unity. And if you keep talking like this, you're going to put it all at risk.
Figure of speech. You should know I would never fucking
unity. And if you keep
I don't want the other one. I just want to see the
know what that is.
Me either.
I will say he is doing a different regional accent for whatever reason. I guess the character is from somewhere else.
The thing I think about this clip is that people are saying he was jumping through a number of different accents, like in one take. So let's watch it.
Everyone gets this opportunity. And if you keep talking like this, you're going to put it all at risk.
You're worried about a demotion? That's what you're worried about?
Our life. Alice, our life together. This. We could lose this. Not everyone gets this opportunity.
I feel like the
is
our
he-
life thing does sound like a different voice.
It is the character maybe supposed to be from the north of England, and that's what he. Because it sounds. It could just be like a bad version of that the whole time. But he's kind of a weird sounding guy. He's got that like amalgam. He's got like the Johnny Depp amalgam accent, where it's like, wait, where are you from? Is this you're saying because I guess just so you're part of so many popular cultures, you kind of have to start blending. You know how Johnny Depp sounds, where he's like, yes, I was recently on a movie set.
Yeah, like, are you Bane?
Yes. You don't know a thing about being married, so don't tell me what to do. But it's got that remembering that you have to be emotional in this scene moment, which I enjoy. Where he's just like,
oh yeah, Harry Styles also kissed Nick Kroll randomly. I don't know the context of this.
Interesting.
But the
Essentially.
oh yeah, maybe. Oh yeah. Here's another Harry Styles interview clip. Oh.
How do you say that?
In terms of the future, I try not to think ahead too much. I'm trying to just, day at a time type thing. In terms of the future.
Oh, this is from the same interview, but it's not the clip I wanted.
Wait, is he from the north? I'm confused. Where's Harry Styles from? Oh, he's from Redditch?
He's from Reddit?
Yeah, he's from Reddit. He's from Reddit, England. Interesting. Yeah, Redditch by
I didn't
Studley.
bookmark any of these clips, but they were all over my.
So he's from Worcestershire, and in Worcestershire, you might
like the
talk
sauce.
Like that. It's where the sauce is from. So maybe it's like his interview voice is the one he's been doing differently, but wait, it sounds wrong in the movie. I don't know. That movie clip is really. I keep thinking about it, where he does a tour of the world. Chris Pine. The fact that Chris Pine hasn't said a word in this whole narrative too. He just got spat on.
Well, that's actually become a meme as well, as the Chris Pine blank stare. I can't seem to find this clip, like, because all I see is the response to it, where he gives an answer that's like not great, and then
Was that an answer? It was words.
But anyway, Chris Pine meme. This has become the big meme now. It's very funny image. He's the cat.
The neck hit, his little neck flex does make it look like the Harry statement hit him like a physical object.
Yeah,
he's like bracing himself against it. I don't know. Hey,
this is one of my favorite ones. Me on an important Zoom call watching my cat throw up on the sofa.
It's so challenging because he is it's all speculation, right? And we have milliseconds of context. But at the same time, I can't even begin to guess what he was looking at the floor for. If he was looking at the floor, I can't guess why you would look at somebody's groin and say, like, look at the sunglasses or whatever. I can't find a better reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I mean, it could have just been an accident. I don't know why they just didn't say that,
What was the I thought that there was like official responses or something. What was the
I thought the official response was about the sunglasses.
Yeah, Chris Pine's rep responds to blah blah blah. This is a ridiculous story, a complete fabrication, the result of odd online illusion that is clearly deceiving. This is a bit dramatic. Deceiving and allows for foolish speculation. Just to be clear, Harry did not spit on Chris Pine. There is nothing. But what did he do then?
Chris Pine has released a statement calling the Harry Styles a ridiculous story a complete fabrication. You know what that fabrication, Jonathan Frakes. We made it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication.
There we go. There we go.
It's a made-up tale.
Happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you. Not a chance.
We got
No
you.
way.
We got you.
No
Not a
way,
chance.
Jose.
Also, I will do anything for Jonathan Frakes. I love that man so much.
He's so huge. He legitimately is the man that taught me to just step over a chair if it's too small. Because just all of Next Generation, it's actually pretty fucking great because they're all wearing, you know, skin tight lycra outfits and everything.
Yeah.
And Frakes is 75% leg. So most of the time it's just him towering over them like a golem, and you just.
I think I've seen a super cut of this.
Oh yeah, him sitting in his chair like a big boy.
Riker sits down.
Dude, there he is. Chad. Yes. The room should shake.
That is an ultimate Chad move.
The get up.
I've never seen him get up from the chair. That's insane.
It looks like the footage is reversed.
That it really does. That is an extremely unnatural way to get out of a chair. And
He does it
perfect. Also,
in the exact same arc as well. It like
Yeah,
literally
it
like
does
it's
look like
perfectly
it's reversed.
symmetrical.
Oh, he's perfect.
He should walk backwards out of the room.
I think also just everyone says nice things about him. Like I think he's nice to work with and stuff.
he's
So
great. Aged like a fine wine, let me tell you.
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And with that,
That's 3 white guys down. 4.
Let's,
You count Tyler.
let's
Life
wind up.
Evidence.
And with that, let's wind down this jumbo-sized episode of Sad Boys with a little Pen Pals.
Oh, that's
theme
right,
song
yeah.
pending.
Okay, so this is the one I copy pasted over. There's a few options, but this one felt very relevant to both of us, especially right now. And I also wanted to ask, their name is R, and they asked, "Hi, Mr. Sad and Mr. Boys. Which one's which, in your opinion?"
Oh.
Hmm.
I think you're Mr. Sad, not
I
Mr.
think
Boys.
I am Mr. Sad. That's my Mr. Man character.
I also feel like Mr. Sad, but I don't. I think I'm a little bit more Mr. Boys.
You're a little more Boys. Who knows, man? I mean, maybe we could just be our names. That'd save our time. Actually, no.
I don't know about that.
Next time, okay, if you're going to send in a pen pal, would you go to sadboyspod? I am functionally
sadboyspod@gmail.com. That's sadboyspod@gmail.com.
You can send it in there and we will read it and then maybe say it on here. I'll try and read. I'll fail most likely. If you send that in, go ahead, call us Mr. Sad and Mr. Boys again, and then in parentheses say which one is which one you mean. I would be curious to see the consensus. Your pod and also your videos. Sorry, my old spine. Your pod and also your videos got me through my senior year of college. Can people please stop referencing time periods where they were listening to the...
No more time. No
Stop
more time.
reminding us. And now they're going to say
prefer.
and I just moved into my 6th house with my 14-year-old son.
Yeah. My son's starting high school soon, which is funny because he was conceived while listening to one of the early episodes of Sad Boys podcast.
I think it was the 40th episode.
Yeah, it was kind of a recent episode. You guys take a lot of breaks.
Yeah. Your pod and also your videos got me through my senior year of college, and I'm so glad to see it back up again. Thank you. Same. Wow. Mr. Sad appreciates that. I wanted to send in an advice request because both of you guys seem to have a lot of experience moving. Yeah. I recently moved to a new state for grad school, and while I like the city I'm in, it's a huge change for me, and I feel really out of place. How can I deal with an entirely new place, especially when that place has a completely different social culture to what I'm used to? Best. are. Completely different social culture. Interesting. It's interesting
Yeah.
not knowing the
I
specifics.
do have, not knowing the specifics is a little tough. But it's a new state, so we can imagine they're moving from like New York City to like Chattanooga, Tennessee. You know, like somewhere like not
enough of a contrast. But like, what's the exact phrase they used again? Social, a completely different social culture. So that is like hey, yeah, I moved from a small town to a place where everybody's going out every Saturday night.
right.
Or like we're hanging out in this environment, and I guess they no longer. I mean, grad school is like college, right? I don't really know. I've really understood.
Oh, grad
it
school is
after college?
it's so you get like a 4 at a accredited university typically.
Okay.
So, you know, you'll end high school at 18. You know, 12 grades 1 through 12, and then you do an undergrad degree. And the reason that undergrad is it's usually a 4-year degree typically, and then post like after undergrad you can do a graduate degree, and you can also do post grad stuff. But so yeah, you're getting like a master's or a PhD or something like that.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Masters is the equivalent.
Or maybe
You
you're
go for,
getting
like a year though. How long do you go to grad school?
Master's is like 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
PhD 7 years usually, or around that time.
How long do you think it would take to get a PhD in my own podcast?
Mm.
I could surely I'm allowed to do it like in just one day. It's our podcast. Who knows more about it than us? And then I'll write an essay. I'll do my dissertation or whatever. But like,
yeah,
who's going to grade it? Me.
Yeah, true. I think you found a hole in the matrix.
I've cracked the code. But yeah, well, I guess we can only give broad advice then, as far as just moving to any old new place. And it's perfectly reasonable, by the way, to not want to say where you live. I think that's
fair. Yeah,
that's fair. Well, I mean, it's like adapting to anything else in the case where whatever creature comforts you need and are transferable. Like, for example, when I first moved to a city, when I first moved to San Francisco, the first thing that stuck out to me was that things are like walkable in SF a lot more than, say, LA, but in the towns I'd grown up in my college town, everything was so quiet everywhere. Like, you're going to go to the gym, you walk to the gym, there's barely any roads even there. You need to take a break, just go sit in one of the billion fields or the seaside that's right next to you. It was just, you could intuit things a lot more easily. I need to get this feeling, so I'm just going to go out and find this feeling. Whereas in the city, things are so segmented. There's like little subgenres of the city that to get that feeling of like improv that I liked on a Sunday, to head out and just walk around until I found something I liked. I located the parts of the city near me, which in my case was like mostly the Mission, or I would creep down to the Mission area. And then I would walk around until I found a store or a lunch place or something where I could just sit down and decompress, or a park. Whereas if I just tried to explore around where I was, it would have just been all offices, all environments that would have just reminded me of work. And that was a very small time investment I made, like researching the city, so that I knew how to recapture the thing that I know made me feel better. Same goes with like food and groceries. Previously, groceries I just get by my house, and now the grocery place was a little further away, so I'd make like a plan, or I'd do it online. Also, if you're living by yourself, they don't specify that, but if you are living by yourself for the first time, try and limit how much you're doing that. Try and limit how much time you are spending with just yourself now that...
big agree on that. Yeah. I think I want to sort of piggyback onto what you said, agree with what you said, and say that the same goes for your interpersonal relationships. Building new social connections is difficult, but your people are out there, and putting yourself in the position where you're meeting new people is going to go a long way in terms of accelerating how quickly you acclimate, I think, to the new area. The sooner you can find your people, the sooner you can start finding things that you like that other people you do like. I think it's a little bit chicken and egg. Like, you want to go places and do things that that make you feel a little bit closer to your happy place. And in doing that, you'll hopefully meet new people, and those people can become your friends, or you can also meet people, you know, at grad school. It's like a little bit difficult. It's a little bit more difficult than undergrad because there's far fewer people, and I assume there's far fewer social events and stuff. But you do, at the very least, still go to a place where you are interacting with people in some regard.
Yeah,
or at
I
least
mean,
have
no matter
proximity
what,
to people.
you live in a place where people move. So there's always people moving, which by facto means there's things people do to meet each other. I don't know what those are.
Yeah, fair. And by the same virtue that you ended up in this place, even though you're feeling like a fish out of water, or you're feeling like you're like not in a place that has a social culture that you're used to, there are going to be other people like you that have also ended up in that place. So it's just a matter of like finding where those people are, which can be time consuming and difficult. And so be patient with yourself.
And it's okay to move away from relationships that were fine for a little while, but maybe are not fulfilling you enough or are too much maintenance for whatever reason.
Yeah, cut your losses. Yeah, be selfish. Like, put yourself first.
Yeah.
Like, if things are working for you, then keep doing them, and if they're not, then stop.
Also, I don't know if this is the place you intend to stay long term, both the town/city wherever you are and the literal apartment that you're in. Maybe if you're in an apartment, I don't know if that's the place you intend to stay. I have moved so many goddamn times that especially when it's been international, I have always been actually a few of my immigrant friends feel the same way about this. I've never spent a significant amount of time or money on furnishing because I am so anxious that my visa is going to get revoked, or I travel too much, or it's a waste of money for doing this thing. I'm not saying you have to spend a lot of money on your furnishings, but don't treat your living environment like it's temporary, because that will make it feel temporary.
I was going to say the same thing. 100% agree. We've also, had friends who felt like they were trapped in a purgatory state because they knew that they were eventually going to be somewhere else, but that can really arrest them in the moment and prevent them from enjoying like what's in front of them, and kind of, it almost creates an anxiety, because like the way my therapist defines anxiety, like sort of in the theoretical sense, is like divided attention, right? Like you can't focus on like what's in front of you because there's all of these other things clouding that space. And I think that the goal, even if you are, it's high likelihood if you're in grad school at a place, you may not intend to work in industry in that same place. You may be planning to move back home, in which case, this is temporary, or move somewhere else for work, in which case you'll kind of have the same problem again. But in either of those cases, treating this too much like a temporary situation is going to prevent you from like experiencing the best parts of it and opening yourself up to those experiences. Why build these relationships when I know I'm going to leave? Like that type of thing is like, I think, not productive, a productive way to think about it.
Yeah. Why live when I'm going to die?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I know we're both guilty of, and I'm sure a lot of people struggled with over the pandemic, especially feeling of impermanence. So why invest? But nice thing about investing time in something as well, building something, is it's fun. It feels nice. Like when you are in your living environment and say you put some time into decorating, every day when you get home and you look around and you see the effort you put in, it's quite satisfying, comforting. And I'm not talking about, maybe you don't live alone, maybe you're just in some kind of dorm situation, whatever. It doesn't have to be some big elaborate time investment. Just something that makes you feel at home, some art that resonates with you. Just something that doesn't make it feel like a hotel. It's gonna make you feel more like a human being. That's
I feel like we kind of killed it, to be honest.
I feel like we crushed it. The only other tip would be give up, move, go back to where you were.
Try again. Not working. Yeah. If the shoe doesn't fit immediately, never will. There's no growth to be had here.
If the shoe doesn't fit, there are no other shoes in the store. Don't
must
ask to see
acquit.
another size. The shoe doesn't fit. Go, leave me alone.
You must acquit. It's like an Italian telling you to stop
You must
something.
acquit.
You must acquit. Thank you for submitting that.
Yeah, that's very
I almost
nice
said PayPal. Thank you for submitting that pen pal R.
Yeah, thank you, R.
If you do have a PayPal, go ahead and send us $100,000 USD for our
away.
services.
Yeah.
And if you want to submit your own advice request, which is a fun way that this was phrased. I like that phrasing. If you want to send us your own advice request, then you can send us a pen pal at sadboyspod@gmail.com. Can I?
We've gotten some really nice ones too, so I will.
Oh,
filter
yeah,
through and maybe we'll do
definitely.
Well, we've got so many. We'll do an episode where we just maybe next time we'll just burn through pen.
Yeah. Can I do a little Sad Boys Candid moment?
Yeah.
I just look. So I been growing my hair out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been getting into sort of exploring my curls and figuring out how to work with them and stuff. And I've also been accessorizing more recently. I bought jewelry and stuff and bracelets and a watch and blah blah blah. Playing around with stuff. I got a lot of compliments. A lot of people being very positive. I just looked at myself in the viewfinder or on OBS, and I'm like, man, I do not look like the way I look, and it's temporary, this feeling, but it will pass. But if anybody ever has sort of had that, sort of, I don't want to call it dysmorphia or anything like that, but just issues with your self-image, know that everybody struggles with it, myself included.
The filming was partially delayed because I just couldn't get the camera to a place where I didn't think I looked tired, mean, sad.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be. You hit the nail on the head when you say it will pass. Not that things that we're insecure about go away forever, but that feeling of intensity simmers, right?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it's one, feel free to, you're welcome to change what you want to change, but fixating on something for me to go, oh, I'm so ugly, that's going to impact my life in XYZ way, is not super productive. So, on advice from my therapist, I'm going to redirect that attention to something else. Probably the Smash Bros tournament I'm gonna watch after this, and my dinner, and reveling in a good grand old time I had with my Mr. Sad, and I probably won't look in the mirror later tonight and think the same thing. And if I do, then that will pass as well. But I also have the moments where I really like the way I look and stuff. So.
As you fucking should. I really like I don't know what inspired the accessorizing choice, but we talked about it last time we were hanging out in person. And
yeah.
That's exciting. I like that there was just a spark moment, and it's looking good.
Yeah, and I've been talking about it for a while, and so I'm glad I'm getting around to it. And I'm really it's helping me. It's just self-expression. It's just feeling confident in your own skin, feeling like you're sort of. Your RuneScape avatar reflects your personality.
It's nice to feel proactive. I mean, my teeth aren't fixed, but the fact that I'm fixing them feels nice.
Yeah, and I need to. Well, not I need to, but yeah, it's always a journey. It's always a journey. I'm also, I'm making healthier choices. I'm doing healthy things for me, but I'm also from a body standpoint, not in my happy place. So I think there's one thing to do, which is fixate on that and kind of beat myself up. And there's another thing that I can do, which is recognize that I'm already taking steps and working on, changing what I don't like. So I don't lack agency in this circumstance.
Fuck yeah, no. Fuck yeah, no.
All right. So, just a little bit of honesty, boys, a little bit of candid, boys.
Yeah.
Which I thought, people would, hopefully appreciate.
I think they do appreciate. And also, man, my brain just can't fire or function today, for reasons we've kind of talked about
Yeah.
offline. But
I mean, I think you've been killing it from where I'm standing.
No, thank you. That was going to be the thing I threw out of like, man, I haven't felt on it. I haven't felt very together or poignant. But then sometimes it helps, like you're saying with, I know I'll feel better later, or I know this moment will pass. I have now spent so much goddamn time speaking into a microphone. Even far more so, but between, podcasts with Atypical and our podcast.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
stuff, it is so like that reflexive nature of being like, oh, I don't like my voice. That passed years ago. Like I'm so past that now because it's just, I know if I ever think that, or if I ever think my performance on something is iffy, I know that it always ends up resulting in something that people react positively to. If I had every single video just had the same reaction of, I don't like his tone, it drones in a way I don't like, and I mean every single comment, then there'd be some kind of validation in that. But I don't know. I'm trying to do a better job of it's a silly way of saying it, but proving myself wrong.
And I mean
evidence.
Let me just give you some fuel for that, because I think that there's two things I want to say. One, if we flash back years ago, just to sort of demonstrate growth, there was many a Sad Boys recording that we canceled because either of us didn't feel like they were able to be the version of themselves that they're supposed to be on mic. And we had discussions about kind of moving past that and talking about the point of the show being that like we can just show up as we are, and we like have done such a a good job of not letting that stop us sort of in the past few years. Other things have stopped us, but not like that specific thing. And the other thing that I wanted to say is that every recording of Sad Boys historically, I was in a mood when we recorded it. And I'm sure there were bad moods, and I'm sure there were times that I felt funny and blah, blah, blah. I am so disconnected from that. Like, just as I'm very connected to the way that I'm feeling while I'm recording right now, but in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time, in a month's time, in a year's time, I will not be connected to the feelings that I am having at this moment. And the podcast will still exist, and the performance will still exist, and it will still be valuable to people. And like looking back at some of our old Sad Boys episodes, I barely remember even recording them. So now they just exist as a performance in time. But that performance at a time was connected to, oh, I'm not feeling funny today. Oh, I'm kind of hungry. Oh, I'm kind of tired. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool how that does go away, and that you will not always be connected to that feeling. And the lack of connection means that you won't even be able to, you kind of just have to appreciate the thing for what it is at that point, because, it's like, oh, I don't like this joke here. I don't like how, but hey, it's like, I have no emotional connection to this anymore.
Yeah. I don't think you could show me an episode of Sad Boys from, literally more than like 2 episodes ago, but especially from years ago. And I'd go like, oh, whiff. Jordan could have done a little better there. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Yeah, sure.
For real.
I mean, I'd say
fact,
that you.
Yeah, well, same. Like, yeah. Oh. In fact, like, I sometimes go back to old stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm so cogent, coherent, funny, like sharp. You know what I mean? And I'm like, has that changed? Or is it I'm so connected to the recency of how the feelings about what I'm doing that over time I'm able to more adequately judge my work. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think pace is different. I've definitely made a conscious effort in the years since we would do the show originally to slow down a little bit, which not the result of me at the time trying to speed up, but I realized that I actually am a lot more comfortable at like a slightly lower. I guess as performance became more familiar and comfortable, I defaulted more to who I am versus who the character is a little bit.
Right.
So in years and years, I haven't felt like I'm, upping myself, but there are like moments in time where I remember feeling that way, and then I've listened back to an episode and been like, oh, I wasn't at all. It was just that because that was a concern in that moment. That's I remember that over like anything else. Same applies for like how you look on camera and things like that.
Yeah,
I remember wanting to get like the oh man, I didn't feel good in the shirt or whatever, and I couldn't get what shirt I was.
Yeah.
Do you get that thing too where if I watch a video now, especially a recent cut of something, like an edit comes through from Austin or Average Sense or something, if it is a video that I recorded more than a month ago or so, I don't make the same jokes in my head. Whereas if it is from a week ago, I might as well just not even watch the cut. I can hear my joke coming because I am reacting to same things in the same way for some reason.
Right, yeah. I think I recognize that most when I watch some of my older videos where I edited them so tight because I got so bored of knowing what I was going to say that I almost don't give I don't give the pace any room to breathe because I was trying to please my own brain, which is not actually who I should be trying to please because I not only know everything in and out and did it, but I have now watched and rewatched the content over and over and over again more than anyone will ever watch or rewatch the content. And it just creates a warped perception of like I watch it and I'm like, this feels so hurried. You know what I mean?
Predictable.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, you're our harshest critic. It's cliche.
Yeah, true. I mean, it is what it is. And with that, we end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase.
Does Dipper want to do it?
He said he's still shy.
Oh, he put his balls together.
One of these days. He's like,
who, me? We love you.
And we're sorry.
Boom. Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, all you want it. Girl, too rich for me.